And a 1, 2, 3, 4.
If we cold open now, people will be like, was there 11 more minutes of this podcast that they cut out?
That's a good
so
point.
bad.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Dookie Spookies
we're
podcast.
here for the first time.
This is the podcast where, of course, we watch bad, scary movies and rank them in an ever-growing list.
It is.
To discover what the worst horror movie of all time is. And this list just got a nice little refurbishment.
It did.
Yeah, it did.
A refresher.
It has been to college.
Yes, it's...
I graduated.
It's back and it's better than ever.
Yeah, it's signed up for graduate school.
Yeah, we actually have a method now. Mm-hmm. And I'm Pierce.
I'm Chris.
I'm Riley.
I'm Jack. Chris is undertaking an engineering...
Yeah, one-handed.
Should we have waited for him to finish that up?
No, I think it's good if we describe things in the room.
I think it is. Yeah, people want to know what we're doing. The people are curious.
They are. So there's 4 lions down here.
There are, of course, time codes in the description. If you want to jump around or skip to any sections, which is probably a good idea, you're probably going to want to skip around in this one.
Yeah, maybe.
That being said, straight to non-spoilers again. I mean, for the first time. This week we watched Chris.
The Midnight Meat Train.
That's right. Before we get into the discussion, I, per usual, have general information. I can't believe I'm doing this again.
You have to.
Bradley Cooper's in it.
It's crazy. He's in it.
Yeah, Leslie Bibb. She's in it.
Don't know who that is.
She was in The League.
Oh, okay. Who'd she play in The League?
The main guy's
at the
Megan.
beginning?
Megan.
Yeah.
He played Megan.
Crazy.
She played Megan.
Mm-hmm.
Sam Raimi's brother's in it. Ted Raimi. And Rampage Jackson's in this. Welcome to the studio, Rampage Jackson. He's here, but he's not going to talk. He's not going to talk.
Oh, he left. He walked out.
Yes, this movie only was shown in 100 theaters.
I'm having a rough time right
crazy.
now. The mic was falling apart. It was falling off. I had to put it back together.
He's fighting with his microphone.
Oh my God! You took it all the way apart.
He's got it in a chokehold.
Where did you get
it was falling apart.
He's on for submission right now. The maker of the short story this movie was based on. His name was Clive Barker.
Yes.
He hates the president of Lionsgate because he claims that he didn't want this movie to succeed. You know, whatever.
We had a really good Drake bit in there here earlier, or we didn't.
That might still make it.
Really?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I'll just put it in at the end.
Power of editing.
I'll put it in at the end.
What do you know that's real and what's not?
Nothing's real.
It's based on a short story by Clive Barker.
Yeah, Jack read it.
I read
How
the
was
first
it?
4 pages.
Good?
Pretty good.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Chris, what did Rampage Jackson? I know he gave you a phone call earlier. What did he say about it?
Yeah.
This movie.
He didn't really enjoy shooting this movie. Yeah, there were some sexual scandals. But,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sexual scandals.
Yeah.
What happened?
He was slapped on the ass while getting plastered.
Is this true?
Yes.
Why did you
Listen to
say
his
this the
podcast.
first time? I mean, earlier.
You should have opened with that.
Yeah, he didn't really want to talk about it.
That's
so,
way better.
Listen, he's probably going to be really mad that I'm telling this on air. So
Well, he's right here. He
Came back.
He's
Yeah.
giving you the thumbs up. Yeah, he came in. He's not going to talk. He doesn't want to talk about the movie. He had a bad time.
Wait, he got slapped and while he
on the
was
ass
getting
cheek.
plastered?
Yeah, while he's getting plastered, one of the dudes slapped him on the ass.
That's so. Was it Bradley Cooper?
No, he didn't know him. It was just one of the dudes.
It's just a
plastering
random
him.
guy came up and slapped Rampage Jackson in the ass.
on the ass. Yeah,
That's
Wow.
insane. I mean, if you're getting full body plastered,
you're in a vulnerable position, I
You
guess.
really are.
But
and I guess if there's any time you come after what was he, a UFC fighter?
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
The time to do it would be when
While
they're
he's getting
encased
plastered?
and plastered.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
yeah,
So the guy took a shot, and then I'm assuming sprinted off the Lionsgate.
yeah. I would imagine so.
He might not even have worked there. You know, actually, I bet I know who it was. I bet it was that guy who was talking shit to Mike Tyson on the airplane.
Oh, that's like his thing.
Yeah, so this emboldened him to go farther.
Right.
And then he talked shit to
Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson on a plane.
And didn't he get beat up?
Yeah, he got beat up real bad.
Yeah, well, consequences to your actions.
Yeah.
That was our current event segment.
Yeah, that's the news. That's what we always say.
Did that happen like
Every time.
5 years ago? Okay.
Where we at? Where we
Riley,
at?
you
Where we at?
gotta you gotta help us, man.
Pull your weight.
What?
Pull your weight.
I'm not doing anything that I
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
that I normally don't do.
You know, yeah.
I'm not acting any differently than
Yeah, okay.
any other podcast I've been on.
You know who's pulling his weight? Chris, because he's about to tell us what the story was.
Oh, what's it gonna be
Exactly.
this time? I mean, for the first time.
You should be good at it by now.
You're right. You're right. This story is about how McDonald's makes their burgers.
That was
Even worse. You're really slacking here. Okay.
Yeah.
I liked it. I thought it was just like for somebody who's watched the movie, you'd be like, yeah, I guess.
I guess it is.
I guess technically.
And if you haven't
it
seen
would
the
be.
Yeah,
movie,
and if you
it-
haven't, you're probably thinking, "What the fuck is he talking about?" So
Yeah. Yeah, it's
it's a win-win.
piquing your interest if you
Yeah.
don't know.
I'm
You're
gonna
like,
go
I gotta
home
watch
and
this
eat
movie.
McDonald's.
And think about the Midnight Meat Train.
Gross. I'll never think about this movie again.
I had a hard time thinking of it right after it ended.
Yeah, I really can't remember much about it, which is really what we're best at here. Talking about movies we can barely remember.
That we watched yesterday.
Yeah,
Riley watched it 40 minutes ago.
I watched it
did.
today.
You did?
I watched it as I was editing
Oh, boy.
the podcast.
That's right.
Yeah, we're professional movie critics.
Yeah, clearly. If you haven't been able to guess our pedigree yet,
Yeah.
then,
We're
there's no hope for you.
15 movies deep. No, 16 movies
Yeah,
deep.
this is number
the 16th,
16.
yeah.
We're professionals by this point, which means we should go around and say whether or not we liked the movie and just show reviews. Did you like it?
I absolutely hated this movie.
Really?
Everything about it.
What's going on with your mic there?
I don't know. Oh.
Man, there's a lot of mic issues.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
I don't know. Who did you have in here, Pierce?
Don't let Chris
I got
help.
all
He's
our
going to take
shit.
it apart. Oh, there it goes.
Hello.
I don't think
Hi.
he's tighten it up some more. I
Welcome
don't think
back.
he was tight enough.
Tighten it up.
Oh, that's the wrong way.
I'm so
Jesus.
sorry.
Lefty loosey, righty tighty.
Tighten it up.
Okay, there
We're
you
getting
go.
loose here. Just don't touch
So
it.
you
Yeah.
didn't like it at
No.
all? What about it did you not like?
Yeah, give us some words.
I am not a fan of gore.
And
It takes
gory
it away
was.
from like I'm too disgusted, and then I want to look away, and then I don't want to look back, and then by then I'm not interested in watching the
Yeah,
movie
but then
anymore.
you've left the room.
Yeah.
I've got grocery
Yeah,
shopping. I went to the grocery store.
Somehow 7 hours have passed.
the movie's over. It's on repeat. Jack.
I think
you like
that's
it?
I think that's fair. No, I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. In fact, Pierce and I were talking about this before we started recording, and I said that I found this movie almost offensively bad.
Wow.
That watching it was an affront to my viewership, because as somebody who's watched 15 horror movies
Yeah.
Ever.
it's very important that I'm catered to when I watch
yes.
a movie, and I just didn't feel like this movie did it for me. So didn't like it.
Marvel fan over here.
Yeah, that's a callback to the time I called you a Marvel fan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's not true. I'm a DC fan. I am. I have mixed feelings about this movie. I really want to like it. But I do like it.
Interesting.
I do like this movie.
Interesting. So it's like a guilty pleasure.
It's not like a strong like. It's more of like a, like if I see this movie walking down the street, I'll give him a nod.
You'd be like, what's going on? Midnight Meat Train?
Yeah, I mean, I probably won't say
But like if
anything.
Midnight Meat Train stops and is like, do you want to hear about my weekend?
No,
You'd be like,
dude,
I've
actually got a
man.
generic excuse I've got to
Yeah.
get to.
I'm going to go hang out with Dune 2.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He's really cool.
Yeah. he's so sick, dude.
Yeah, have you met him? No. Oh, well,
Oh,
that's
well, he probably wouldn't like you.
no, probably not. Yeah,
Okay.
Chris.
Oh, I kind of liked it. I would have given
We
him
got to
a-
stop hard
at least
stopping like that.
5 minutes of chit chat before I left. Yeah,
5 minutes of chit chat?
Yeah, I'd
That's
hear
enough
about his
time
day.
to yeah, that's enough time
Yeah.
to listen about his morning.
Yeah, I'd hear about his day, and then I'd get out of there.
Okay,
Yeah,
so would
it
you
was
walk
alright.
away thinking like, God, that guy? Or would you be like, we should hang out sometime?
Oh no, probably not that. I wouldn't take it that far.
Okay. Kind of like a dude you've got like math with that you sit next to.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, hey, I like that kid in class, and then you don't really talk to him after that. Yeah.
I know a couple of those.
I like this ranking system that we've invented.
I was gonna say
Did we
I
like
wanted
it or
on
did we
this,
not
and if
like
I
it?
saw him in the street, I'd kick the back of his knees. And
You'd say stab him.
Jesus.
Wow.
That's all. Yeah, you'd see him and you'd be like, "You freak!" You'd beat him up.
And you wouldn't beat him with a mallet?
no, I'm not that violent.
What if
I wouldn't let him take me out of character.
what if you saw him on the train? The midnight meat train.
Gotcha.
God,
You're locked
I
in
might
there
end
with
up
him.
in jail.
No.
Now we're gonna do our famous segment where we read off our favorite Letterboxd reviews.
Oh, I
about the
forgot.
movie.
Till every single time.
yeah.
Our
I
other
have
famous
one.
segment is
Good.
3 stars
Yeah.
by Fitzy Sam, Fitzzy. This isn't the Polar Express.
Oh, that's
also
a
not-
good point.
It's also not Snowpiercer.
It's also not Snowpiercer. Damn.
It's also not Bullet Train.
Also
no.
true.
No, it's not. Yeah. Wow, 3 things that are true.
All back to back.
Can you imagine?
Insane.
I have one by Ali Bug, 3.5 stars, who says, "If someone told me this was the title of a porn film, I'd believe them."
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I
Okay.
think that's a great segue to mine.
Don't do it.
By Eric. I seen you laugh, so I had to get it out. 2.5 stars. This Friday, your meat beats fat.
Oh, man.
We've put the hard.
Sorry,
There's
sorry to
one
give
I
it
saw
to
on
you.
there. I'm wondering if Jack's gonna find.
We've
Let's
put the
see.
you wrote one that you hope he finds.
I didn't write it, but
Oh.
there was one I saw on there that caught my eye.
We've put the hard press on Jack
Oh,
here. to-
man. Dude, they're all so long. People
know.
were
Yeah, I
really
know.
worried about this.
People had opinions on it.
Okay, this I'm gonna go with this one because it's just a I think this guy enjoyed the movie.
Is there a rating?
Yeah, so it's from Vonnie, 3 stars, in all caps. He goes, "Okay, that was a crazy movie. After watching this movie, I think minding your own business is the best option." Honestly,
like a
Vonnie,
serious review.
that's a really good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I hadn't considered that minding my own business,
yeah.
but I will take this advice and apply it to my life.
So on this Letterboxd review segment, you got 3 things that are true and 1 thing that you might not have known before.
Which is also
That's our value proposition to you.
true. Wow, this episode's.
We're drowning. How are we bombing in your basement?
I don't know.
It's a new ranking.
Yeah.
Find a scapegoat.
Yeah.
Well, do we just want to
Let's
get?
just get
Yeah.
right into
Do we
it.
just want to get right into it? Do we just want to get right into spoilers?
Sure. Here's
Yes,
the first thing
yeah.
I wrote.
Okay.
Is blood really that slippery?
Oh my God!
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I think everybody
wrote.
thought that.
I think it is.
Can somebody familiar with blood write
know.
in and
Let's Google it.
tell us if it's that
Let's
slippery?
Google it. How?
There's a lot of it.
slippery is-
There's a lot of
A
it.
lot of it, and I said
Blood is sticky. Fresh blood is wet enough to be slippery, but it starts to congeal almost immediately.
Okay, so then technically, in the first scene of this movie, that guy should have had more traction.
Yeah, it should have been the opposite of what happened.
It should have been like flypaper.
Yeah.
I like this movie a little less now.
Yeah, doesn't hold up.
That's really ruined it for me. My first note was Bradley Cooper. He used to love playing starving artists before he played a raccoon.
He played a raccoon.
Yeah.
What raccoon did he play?
What's his name? Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah.
From the Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's it.
really.
Bradley Cooper plays the raccoon from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fake Marvel fan.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Huh. Well,
Because he played the guy in Limitless, Jesus,
oh yeah, he did.
who was a starving writer.
Yeah.
And he played a photographer in this. I also wrote he's kind of just the guy from Nightcrawler and his character.
Oh
from
yeah, that
Limitless.
was my big takeaway. Watch Nightcrawler instead.
Yeah,
of this
it's a
movie.
way better
It's
version
A way
of this.
better version of this movie. Have you guys seen Nightcrawler?
No.
Nope.
It's the same movie.
great
Really?
movie.
But better.
Yeah, but better.
Great movie.
Same
Less
type
weird
of ending.
things.
No, actually.
No, that's why this movie fucking sucks.
Yeah, that is why this movie fucking sucked. Run the same
I
thing.
was actually curious on if the ending was the same as the story or not.
So okay, I think this is I think since
That was
let me take a breath.
dude.
Let me take,
That was crazy.
let me take a breath. The world building is something I want to talk about in this movie because I think that the writer, or whoever, I mean, not I imagine Clive Barker had his hand in the script, right? The short story guy, maybe, maybe not. It doesn't seem like it because they really just screwed the pooch on this one. It feels like this movie put all of its work into writing out a character for Bradley Cooper and then not writing anything else. Like the world building was non-existent. You know nothing about it other than that Bradley Cooper has a hot wife and also is a photographer.
Yeah, and not a very good one.
Yeah, and also she's mean to him.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the only thing that you get out of this movie. That's it. Until the last 10 minutes.
Yeah.
When you get a crazy dialogue about and here's the oh god I'm remembering. So I'm remembering. The end it's all coming back to me. The end of this movie, you get this because that's what the story's about, right? And we're spoilers ahead right now. Here are the spoilers.
We're in the spoiler section.
The movie or the premise of the story is that there are the ancient founders of New York City live in an abandoned train station under the city. And there's this whole secret cult dedicated to taking care of them. And the big part of it is that they send people on the meat train to this abandoned train station where they're consumed by the original founders of New York City.
Right.
They have been here forever. There's the original founders. There's people who have been here before there were even people in like in the Americas.
That doesn't make any
It's
sense.
this like huge, like this historical, like these people are the, I don't know, just the forebearers to humanity. They can talk in the short story.
Okay.
They have conversations with the character Leon.
Sure. Is that his name?
It is, yep.
That's crazy.
That character Leon, you get to see so much more of him and like his personality in the short story. Where in this one, he's just a fucking like machine.
Picture.
But like the thing that pissed me off the most is at the end of the movie, there's a 5-minute dialogue where the train station conductor, who gets 2 minutes of screen time in the first hour and 40 minutes of this movie, gives you a huge dialogue that's like, we're the protectors and we nurture them and maintain the balance and maintain order. And I think I wrote down, nurture who, nurture what world, and then no, he Indiana Jones'd her. Because they do nothing to, like at the end of this movie is like, look at this big twist. Look at this big, giant, cool thing in this movie. It was all leading to this.
Yeah.
But you're like, how the fuck did we get here? None of the characters have any stakes for the first hour and 40 minutes to do any of this.
You hopped on the midnight meat train, and it took you right there.
That's it.
Yeah.
There's actually a...
Yeah, exactly. This movie, it was like somebody railroading a D&D session. Is your characters are doing something completely different for an hour, and the DM was like, there was a secret order, and you arrive at the train station, and you're like, how? I wasn't at the train station. It's like, well...
You're always by it.
Yeah, it's always there.
Wherever you go.
There's a train station everywhere.
I mean, did you feel like the world building was there? This was like the biggest issue with
Absolutely
this movie.
not.
I mean, I thought it was funny how in, and I get it's a low budget movie, but I thought it was, I mean, you could probably find extras anywhere and just pay them by buying them lunch to be in the background of this movie. But in New York City, which I think is where this takes place.
It is.
It was shot in LA. But either way.
No subway in LA.
Yeah, there is.
I don't think there's
That's
a subway
where they
in
shot
LA.
that's where they shot this movie, was in the subway in LA.
There's a subway in Los Angeles?
Yes.
I wouldn't think
Yeah.
so.
There is. And what was I saying? You'd think it'd be pretty easy to get extras at the, to stand in the background of this, because there's
Los
like
Angeles,
yeah, there's like 4 people just walking around. Like, it felt like there was nobody in the city.
Oh, it does have crazy.
Yeah, there's
It felt like there was nobody
there's
here.
nobody here. It's like there's 4 people in this entire city.
Yep.
And they all run into each other at the same time. Get some extras.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Or just another character. Or just write your existing characters to be a little bit more like well-rounded. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because everybody in this movie is on a track. All of them are. Bradley Cooper
train
wants to
track.
get a big picture. He wants to get a big, cool picture of something fucked up.
He wants to get 4, I think.
He wants to get 4 fucked up pictures. That's his MacGuffin.
Yep.
And Leon likes killing people. Okay. The train conductor is really poorly CG animated into the front of the train like 4 times, and that's all you get to see of him.
Looked rough.
Bradley Cooper's got 3 friends who
He did shoot Rampage.
get nothing. They get nothing. Nobody in this movie gets anything.
Yeah.
It feels like they just like, it feels like a half-finished like idea. All right, I
Yeah.
was telling you before, like a movie characters in a TV show would go see. It's like a joke of a movie.
Jesus.
I hate
There's
it.
actually there's a Batman plot line, which is kind of similar to this, where basically there's this secret underground organization who's been in control of the city since it was founded. Mm-hmm. And they've been pulling strings and making sure certain things happen. So it's like a similar idea. I wonder what I bet that this short story is probably written first, but I don't know that for sure. But it's a good example of having this world and your character stumbles upon this underground organization who's been in control of it and has been pulling all these strings to make sure, you know, history there plays out the way they want it to. Mm-hmm. It's a way more interesting execution of that idea.
Yeah. I mean, I think, not to mention, first of all, that the crime in this movie requires a lot of suspension of disbelief.
Think so?
To buy. Yeah, dude. They track those subway trains literally everywhere. Those things are, like, there's a guy watching subway trains 100% of the time.
Yeah.
If one's added to the system or removed, a guy in an office somewhere would be like, what the hell? There's another train. Also, did the math. So the most people
argue
you
with
ever
the
see
math.
die on the train is 3 in this movie. Anywhere
Yep.
from 1 to 3 people
At
are
the same
dying in
time.
this train at the same time. On average, we'll call it 2 people a night.
'Kay.
2 people a night are dying on the train.
Yeah.
That's 730 people a year
It's a lot of people.
die on this train. On this specific line going the same direction. Again, it's a train. They can't fucking switch it up. They go the same way every single time.
Yeah.
So that means that in this city, there are people who walk around and go, man, it's crazy that in the last 5 years, like 3,700 people have died on the subway.
Mm-hmm. But they don't know that they
And
died on the
nobody's
subway.
looked into it?
They just know people have disappeared.
Yeah.
with
Okay,
It's
so
weird.
that doesn't make any sense because they got to fucking clean the subway car every night.
But they do. They're backed by the police, remember?
They're backed by one police.
That's true. I did write
is
very early on in my notes, suspicious cop is suspicious.
And there's only one of them. And why does she keep getting assigned all the train murders?
She's like, I got it, guys.
You after 5 years,
got
they're
this
like,
one.
listen,
This
is
3,700
the
people
one.
are dead.
This is the one.
Are you doing any work?
I'm getting close.
Hey, dude, it's-
I'm getting close. I'm almost on.
That's
to him.
another weird thing about this movie.
Just
is
one more and I got
nobody
it.
calls the police
Why would you?
You just
because
need
they're
sleep.
way more helpful.
You just need to sleep.
Oh
dude.
my god!
Because there's only
need-
one cop that
you need
works in
Scott.
this
What
entire city.
Why else was this not convincing to me? No, nobody ever thought to check in on the old abandoned train station
Yeah.
once in a while to
No.
see if there's a crypt underneath. Nobody had this idea.
You know what I was
Jesus.
really questioning?
Huh.
So people are getting on and off this train. All carts are open. Does nobody ever stumble on the cart at the back full of bodies?
because it pulls it into the subway.
yeah,
and-
and it's a part of all of like it's a part of the
That's a
train the
fucking
whole
good
time.
point. Nobody, the door's open and somebody's like, "Holy shit!" It's all the people who died this week.
Do you think the serial killer, he like had to take days off if there was like a big sports game or something?
Yeah, because there's way too many people on
Yeah.
the train.
He's like,
and he's
"Fuck,
like,
I
I can't
can't."
kill 20 people.
Yeah, I've got to meet my quota, but I can't do it today because
No,
like the Mets are playing.
I think
and
he
everybody's
just
gonna
waits
get out
longer.
late. But then it's probably morning by
off.
then.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
the rush hour. And also, I think the subway, it's the last line they say. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah. I think he just
I
got
think it
shockingly
said
lucky.
2 or something.
it doesn't make any sense.
It definitely doesn't. I thought the first person shots of the wife's perspective at the beginning of the movie when she was getting killed were like pretty gross.
Those were gross.
I thought that was a nice touch.
It's too bad that scene opened with that eye CGI.
Yeah, I wrote that. I said
That was bad.
the VFX are rough.
That was bad.
But again, it's a low budget movie, so they probably didn't have a whole lot of time dedicated
Yeah.
to VFX. But other than that, I actually thought the production, it looked pretty good.
I thought there was a really weird filter on it the whole time.
There kind of was, but I kind of took that as part of the vibe they were trying to put off. But
Yeah.
I mean, it was shot well. Bradley Cooper is good in everything, even this.
Well, I did write that down. You can tell Bradley Cooper has chops in this movie.
That he's a real actor.
That he's a real actor. But him being as good as he probably is, he fucking outshines everybody else in this movie to the point where watching them act is like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And like the wife she's a good actor too, but
I didn't think she was very good in this.
I mean, she was not as good as Bradley Cooper.
No, but I think that all of them were kind of failed by the writing.
Yeah, well, him being so good really draws attention to how bad some of the other stuff is.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else are my notes? I said this serial killer is very Patrick Bateman.
Yep.
My immediate next note was, oh my God, it's Rampage Jackson. Quote, life is like a box of chocolates. End quote. Pretty good line.
Oh yeah, that's what he says to him.
Yeah.
Which
So
I thought
weird
was good.
to say to somebody on
Because
a
he's
train.
sitting there with his bag on the bench.
Oh, I get it now.
And I was like,
Yeah.
that's good. That's a good line. And I was like, I bet he improv that. There's no way a writer.
Yeah, put that in.
Yeah.
And I could definitely see him
Yeah.
improving something like that. And then they're like, oh, shit.
Because it wasn't like a prominent line. It was like under his breath.
Uh-huh.
He's like, yeah, fuck you. You want to fight? Life's like a box of chocolates. And he walks away. And you're like, what was that, dude?
Yeah. Rampage Jackson
I know.
almost had him.
Then, yeah, he did.
He did, yeah.
My next quote was, this is a citizen's arrest
That was
by
pretty
Rampage
funny.
Jackson, which was good. I think at some point he said he was going to shove the handle of that hammer up his ass,
I think so, yeah.
which is good. He almost had him.
He almost had him.
did.
He did. If it wasn't for that damn ghost train conductor with a gun.
Do you know his name in it?
No.
His character's name is Guardian Angel.
I think the Guardian
yeah.
Angels were just what they called like the train defenders in the 80s.
That
because
does make sense.
those were real
That
guys.
was why he had that
Yeah.
outfit on.
Right, yeah.
Gotcha.
Because like that
that's
was
what
like
he was doing.
If
That
you
makes
watch,
that adds a lot of
I
context.
think
It
if you
does.
watch what's that movie where they go, oh, Warriors.
Yeah.
I think there's some train defenders in Warriors because like that's like 70s 80s New York City when it was just kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
And yeah, those guys would go
Was.
around and like fight crime on the train. Pretty cool
Was.
stuff.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like still
I guess we should kind of plot this movie up.
No, it's not necessary.
You don't
it's
think so?
okay.
Get any context?
That's-
A bunch of people die on a train.
That's boring.
Bradley Cooper is an aspiring photographer. He's got to catch something real fucked up.
Yeah.
They do Nightcrawler for like 45 minutes.
Yeah, that would have been a more interesting movie. I think if this movie were more grounded, it would have been more interesting.
It would have been more
Yeah.
interesting if they made the movie about Leon, the
No.
killer guy. And Leon has to go, hey, man, I'm getting old. I got to find my replacement.
No, I
That's
think
a way cooler movie.
I think this had potential to be a little bit Nightcrawler, a little bit Seven, a little bit Zodiac.
but there was no mystery. They just fucking.
Well, that's because they
dick around
it's
the
because they
whole
tell
time.
you who the serial killer is immediately.
Yeah.
But I think
Yeah.
if this movie followed him, who's battling with, his wife thinks he's going insane because he's trying to track down this serial killer that he thinks he's photographed, and he's not sure. And if they play up the suspicion of it, and make it a little grittier and a little more grounded, I think it could have been something more interesting.
Well, and I think that would have made the ending twist more believable because then it's like, oh.
No, it wouldn't.
Well, because you're stumbling onto the killer and then it makes the sudden jump better because then you're
I think-
discovering it all at once.
I think it would make it
rather-
more egregious. If you set up this movie like it's Seven and he's discovering a serial killer, and then you're like, yeah, he's a serial killer and secret underground zombies. That's
Yeah.
how we're ending this movie.
I mean, I don't think you'd necessarily have to go Secret Underground Zombies. You could probably go just like, oh, this isn't just a guy. This is like an
It's
organization.
like a cult, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
But like secret underground zombies was a crazy choice.
Yeah, this should
And
have
I get
been
it.
vampires.
I understand it was in the like in the book or in the short story. Like that's what the short story was about. But it just in this one, they spent so much time dicking around with Bradley Cooper's photography career
Yeah.
And then to take him out of the movie and turn the camera on to characters that they did not spend any time previously writing out just felt like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I was confused, and I know I told you about this, Jack. I was confused when they were like, "Oh my God, they got Gergich or whatever his name is."
Yeah.
And I
don't
was
remember.
like, who's that?
Yeah.
And
I knew he was related to Bradley Cooper, but
I didn't know that. I didn't even know that they were friends. I thought they were just like two guys who knew each other
Oh.
from work.
Yeah. Two guys who knew each other. Well, but what's crazy about that is that's why the wife got on the train.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I was like,
And so it's like you don't even know why she's there.
yeah, I was like, who is this guy?
And then like when Bradley Cooper
important?
does his fucking gear up scene to turn into a butcher.
Pretty goofy.
And you're like, and he says this line. His wife goes, "Where are you going?" He goes, "I've got a train to catch." Fuck off.
Yeah, he said that line, and instantly I was like, "Oh my fucking god!"
like
Terrible.
what stake does Bradley Cooper have in defeating this guy? Call the police. There are other policemen.
no, that's just her.
There's okay. I guess it's just her.
It's just her.
There's no incentive for like. Here's my big takeaway from this movie was that if the premise of your movie requires your characters to make incredibly irrational decisions just to drive the plot of the movie, you need another round in the edit room.
Yeah, I probably need a rewrite.
enough, yeah.
I liked the quote where the wife or Bradley Cooper's character says, "I can't imagine life without you" to his wife. Or no, she says, I can't remember. I think he says it to her, and I says the wife who is definitely going to die.
Yeah.
And she does.
She does.
I was like, I knew that.
My other favorite wife thing was when she was like, "Photograph what makes you happy," and she goes, "Photograph me," or he goes, "You," and so he tries to photograph her, and
crying.
she
Oh my
tries to
God.
get progressively hotter, and he's like, "I can't stop thinking about the meat train," and she's like, "Why do you hate me?" And I was like, "Dude, Bradley Cooper, go to a therapist,
Get your life
brother."
together. Come on.
Dude. But also, it's like their relationship tension and all that was just so fucking pulled out of the cat.
Yeah.
Like it didn't make any sense. It's like he runs home, he just got beat up, and he goes in the bathroom, and she's like, "Why would you do this to me?" Like he's so fucked up right now, dude.
Yeah.
Did you not see the insignia cut into his chest?
Yeah.
Don't get mad at him. Call the police. Somebody call the police.
No, it's just her. It's just one cop.
I just need sleep. I just need sleep. That was my favorite
No,
line.
see, I thought
yeah, go
that
ahead.
it was
Riley chiming in for the first time this podcast.
She's here.
She chimes.
And but what side of the mic am I talking into? Is this the correct
is the
one?
front.
yeah.
Right here.
Right here.
It says
Yep.
it
That's the front.
on the mic.
Okay. Sorry.
Read. Ass.
Jesus Christ,
Sorry.
dude.
Lashing out.
Coming in hot.
We got into a disagreement because I thought he was telling when he comes home, bleeding out. I might add.
Might.
You could.
And he's telling her that she needs to go to sleep. And I got pissed because I was like,
What?
how the fuck are you? Yeah.
I thought he was telling him. He was like, "I need
Yeah.
to go to sleep."
Okay.
Because the context of the scene is he comes home the next morning and he's gone all night long. So he's coming home and he's saying like, "No, I just need to sleep."
Babe, I
She
need to sleep.
presumably
I've
would have
on the
been
midnight
sleeping.
meat train all night.
Yeah.
Okay. For some reason, I thought I heard him
Yeah.
telling her that she needs to sleep. And I got really heated. I was like, there's no fucking way you come
Well,
home
both of
like
them were
that.
kind of
And then,
both of
Yeah.
them kind of sucked in that scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Bradley Cooper really just didn't
It was
have
a weird
grasp
scene.
on it. Yeah, he's like
Especially,
starts.
well, he ran up on her and then he's
Yeah,
telling
yeah.
her, like, it's okay. I just need sleep. Motherfucker, what?
Yeah, they go to bed. Stop
Yeah.
being a dick about it.
Did you like the he's right behind me, isn't he scene
Oh,
Did
yeah.
do an he's right behind me, isn't he? Scene
in the meat locker?
Yeah. That was no, that was in the. They did it twice.
Yeah.
They gave you two because they did one in the meat locker and they also did one in the apartment.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I liked the one in the meat locker.
Yeah, that one
because
was
he's
good.
like hanging on a side of beef.
Yeah, and
he gets down.
This is a place of work. This isn't a place of employment.
Yeah,
Where are the rest of the employees?
Where is everybody in this movie?
They're out in the front
They're
room.
running around. Yeah, but even then, if your coworker picks up a knife and a meat hook and starts chasing a stranger you've never seen,
Yeah.
you'd be like,
I think
should we
that
get
guy's-
back to the meat?
If you're a manager and you just see some random man running around your meat plant,
and one of your
You're not
employees
gonna-
chasing him with a knife.
Yeah,
you're not
dude.
gonna. Hey, what are you doing?
What's going on?
Presumably, the
What's
whole
going on?
factory's on camera. Like,
Maybe.
Allegedly.
Doesn't seem like there's many cameras
I wrote
here.
down there Bradley Cooper is Upton Sinclair in The Jungle because he's investigating the meatpacking plant.
Oh, that's a deep
Yeah.
Very literary of
cut.
me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Brag about it. Yeah, my other note was Monster Man.
Oh, here's a question. Is everybody in this movie a superhero?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Pretty
so.
much.
Bradley Cooper jumps onto a train moving at high speed and catches it with a meat hook.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's an insane thing to do.
Leon, like 4 times in this movie, lifts people up by the balls into the
saw that.
ceiling of the
Yeah.
train with the ease that can only be described as like inhuman strength.
Yep.
Yeah.
He is and then he gets his ass beat by Rampage Jackson.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just do that?
Yeah, I kind of, for a split second there, I was like, is this a supernatural thing going on here? Because the train looked like it was moving way too fast.
Yeah, and the CGI train conductor was really 2-dimensional.
Yeah, and I was like, is this like a supernatural situation here, like a good versus evil thing where like this guy's a demon and Rampage Jackson is actually an angel?
Oh, yeah. Nope. Bradley Cooper is
No.
going to be a vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, I was like, definitely vampire vibes.
Yeah, I wrote down on my notes, I was like, if Bradley Cooper ends up a vampire, I'll give this movie a +5 for the
Did you?
factor. No, because he's not a vampire.
I thought he was.
Nope. He doesn't become a vampire. He just becomes the serial killer.
Oh.
Because now it's his fucking job to feed them the meat.
Does he
Wait,
get
can
those?
somebody?
Does he get those weird little barnacles?
I think he probably starts getting the barnacles. Yeah, what were those about?
I don't know. I didn't.
What
need,
was your...
I didn't need that barnacle.
Can you
scene.
explain to me the incision that he had on his chest and why he let him go?
Why he let who go?
Why the?
Because he became the new.
Yeah, he became the
It was
new
like for
Leon.
ritual
Yeah.
purposes or some shit.
Must have been.
Yeah. Well,
Man,
so
they
this is the thing that
just
they don't
did this
explain.
in
Yeah,
the last 5 minutes.
So I now understand why, because Jack's given the context of the short story, Leon was getting old, which they made
Leon's
like 2
getting
comments on.
larger.
They made like 2 comments throughout the movie about
Yeah, well, it's
how
just the
Leon's
train
getting
conductor
old.
goes, oh, he doesn't have it in him anymore. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Why?
Well,
I'm disappointed
After
in
the
you.
fight with Rampage Jackson, he was like, "What are you doing? Like, get your shit together, kind of."
And he's like,
The
God, this
conductor.
is Rampage
Yeah,
Jackson.
and
what
then
the
he
hell?
goes home and he cuts barnacles off of himself.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't know, but I would assume the barnacles are some story. Actually, I have no clue. But
No, nobody knows because they don't do anything.
We're getting
with
away
it.
from the point. The insignia is like because the Bradley Cooper is becoming the new Leon, and
Okay.
he's the new Butcher.
Okay.
He's getting larger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just don't
Speaking
do it.
of
or
the
put,
new
if you pick
Butcher-
it up, she's got to be on the podcast.
Who?
Who is it?
Who's
My
calling you?
mommy.
Put her on. Tell her she's on the air.
Yeah.
Mommy,
Hi, love.
you're on the air.
I'm on what air?
Our podcast air.
Oh, welcome.
Does she have any thoughts on the midnight meat train?
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
watching the Midnight Meat Train.
Oh, okay.
Okay, love you too. Bye.
Incredible.
We'll get it. A reminder.
Yeah, my final note was what a weird movie.
Yeah, what a weird movie. Here's a big question. Did they have to put that sex scene in there?
No, where Bradley
No.
Cooper ate ass.
Yeah. Yep. I was thinking the same thing. I made a note.
That's
He was pondering it,
just
dude.
just to
He got in
circle
there.
back. That was the Letterboxd review that I was hoping that you were gonna find. That
What was
references
it?
that.
It just says Bradley Cooper eats ass. Or
yeah.
something?
It's
Yeah. Wow.
My note was I didn't know this diner served ass because he does it at her job.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
crazy.
So like they did the first part of it where they start making out. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like I get there, they made up, they're gonna make out, and then
Yeah.
it cut, and I'm like, oh my god, this is getting.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they did a frontal shot of Bradley Cooper just feeling her up, and I'm like, no. Oh, and he gets down there, dude. He's like, oh, stop looking at it, Bradley. It's so weird.
Don't make eye contact.
God, Jesus. I thought they were doing like it was supposed to be him. Why was it so long?
I don't know.
Phillips.
Was it in his contract?
No, I think that was to fill up the runtime of the movie.
Oh my God. Bradley Cooper.
In this
dude.
scene, you eat ass.
And it just
Bradley.
didn't look fun. It wasn't it looked like an enjoyable sex scene.
No, I mean your girlfriend's
Yeah.
been working at the diner all day. She's been working hard. And you just get in there, dude. That's horrible.
Jesus Christ, dude. It was just egregious. It was almost vulgar.
It was
It wasn't tasteful. It was bad, dude.
I might have to recalculate my score.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about Bradley Cooper. Like, dang.
I'm gonna have to bump some stuff off my score.
Dude, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
They put that in there. What were my notes on that? I think I have I almost recorded myself going, "Oh my god!"
But that would have required you to rewind it and watch it again.
It would.
probably.
It would.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Some things I thought, just rapid fire. I wrote down, now she's got a gun when one of the main characters finds a gun. Weird.
Yep.
Bradley Cooper is crazy.
He is crazy.
He is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Oh, did this
I was
movie need a
crazy
sex scene? A graphic one. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Now Bradley Cooper is being possessed.
It sounds like the rantings of a madman.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. Yeah. That's how I felt in this movie. Yeah, I mean, I got nothing else to say about
How
it.
did you guys feel about the final face shot? The final turn?
When he goes, oh, I thought you were talking about the part where Bradley Cooper drops to his knees and goes, no! Like the most movie of all time, dude.
Like,
That
That part was amazing.
they're like, no, bigger.
yeah, bigger,
Yeah.
Go
more
bigger.
guttural. No! It's going to clip. Everybody do your best impression of Bradley Cooper yelling no at the end of this movie.
See, I think it started
same
off.
time.
Come on, Bradley.
I think it started off, and he was more like a no. He was like more like
Oh,
just a-
because his tongue got ripped out right
Yeah.
before that.
yeah,
For
and they,
no reason.
and they were like bigger.
Wait,
Make it more exaggerated.
So he can't pronounce the word, like the letter N, without his tongue.
No, he he can't say two mice.
Two mice fell in a bucket of queen.
He can't say that.
And one of the mice drowned in the queen.
Well, the other mouse,
He kicked,
he
so,
kicked
hard.
so hard he turned that
He turned
queen
the queen into butter. Hey, right, White now I am that one mouse.
I didn't know Christopher Walken was here.
Yeah, two
Christopher
mice.
walking out of that cream.
You can't cancel the B movie.
We found out that
It's me,
Jack,
Jerry Seinfeld.
he can do a pretty good Jerry
It's-
Seinfeld.
I can only say one thing.
Yeah.
You can't cancel the B movie.
It's getting worse. It's getting worse.
You can't cancel the B movie.
It sounded more and more like a South Park
Yeah, you're
character.
losing it. That was really South
The B
Park.
movie. I'm gonna go do stand up in New York City.
You sound like one
You
of the,
sound like a Canadian
Yeah.
from South Park.
You can't cancel the B movie. Is it getting better? Is that better?
You're getting more Canadian.
Yeah. Okay, I'll retry one more time. You can't cancel the B movie.
It's getting worse.
Was that it?
No.
Did that sound like Bradley Cooper?
No,
to
I
you
think we
guys?
should move on.
Or Jerry Seinfeld.
I think we should move on.
Can I try one more time?
Yeah, just for posterity.
I'm not gonna.
I have a question.
You can't cancel the B movie. Okay, that was it. That's all I got.
After, hearing the thoughts of the movie, it's brought a question to mind.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys think M. Night Shyamalan could have written a better movie?
No, I
based on
think
the
M. Night
short story?
Shyamalan would have written this movie.
Yeah.
This is a movie that M. Night Shyamalan would watch and go, dang, man.
he
Makes you think about the city.
might have written this movie.
And yeah.
The dialogue was way too good for anything he could have done.
Yeah, it was too human. Sorry, I'm adjusting my score.
Especially at the end when M. Night Shyamalan, or when Bradley Cooper goes, no!
yeah, he would have made him say
But,
something
sorry,
really weird.
we went around. The last face shot of him is hilarious because it gets
Yeah.
really close to his face.
Zooms up really close to the back of his head, which I feel like everybody kind of assumed that was him, and then he just turns around
And you're like, he's like,
and gives a little face.
he smolders a little bit.
he does smolder.
He goes,
He gave him their best smolder.
Yeah, and it's weird because they start the movie off with a really close-up face shot of Bradley Cooper in
Yeah.
front of a green screen. A green screen. It looks
They
like.
do. Yeah, I'm really bumping this down.
Wow. You've so talking about this movie has kind of ruined it for you.
It really has. I'm having to adjust it.
Do you
on
have
the
any
fly
closing
here.
thoughts, Riley, on this movie?
I want to stop talking about this movie.
Are you saying we should rank it?
Yeah.
Oh!
Ranking.
Okay. Yep.
Walk us through your categories. Let's go around the table.
Oh, just do category to category?
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, production, I gave this a 3.
Sure.
For the main reason, I said it already, if the premise requires your characters to do dumb shit to make the movie happen, it's a bad movie.
Yep. I also gave it a 3 out of 10 for production. The points it did get were because it looked pretty decent, but yeah, the plot just wasn't there. Didn't make any sense. But the cinematography looked fine.
It was fine.
Writing left a lot to be desired. Chris,
Yeah.
production.
I gave it a 4. One, for characters, nothing gets better than Rampage Jackson.
That's true.
yeah.
That's true.
And this isn't the last category. He gives them some points in. I'll spoil that for you now.
Riley.
I also I liked the first person shot.
Yeah.
It was an interesting take, and I thought it was
a bold
it was
choice.
cool. Yeah, I'm sad it was in the start of the movie and never again.
Yeah, that's true. Riley.
I gave it a 3.
Lots of threes going around.
Why'd you give it a 3?
Production.
No, I know. Why'd you give it a 3?
Yeah, why?
The story plot was shit.
Okay.
True.
It did get a lot of traction for me on scariness just because I hate gore.
Yeah, it's true.
And I was throwing up the entire time.
Oh, Jesus.
Gross.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, It Factor was
Oh, well.
non-existent.
Whoa, we're on
Whoa,
production.
whoa, whoa! One
Oh,
at a
sorry,
time,
production.
dude.
Jeez, we're moving through
The
the.
production was trash. You're right. The cinematography was decent. Acting was kind of decent, but mostly from Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, he was good. I think he earned all 3
fine.
points
Yeah.
on mine.
Bradley Cooper's worst movie. You know what the weird filter on it was? It was the Jason Bourne filter.
It was the Jason.
They
Bourne
shot it like a
filter.
Jason Bourne movie.
Yeah.
Anyways. Okay. Entertainment value. I said, and this is all I can sum up, 2, not really. Not really
Nice.
very entertaining.
Yeah.
Not insightful, not profound. The things I'm saying.
Yeah.
But the movie also.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I gave it a 4, just because it was like weird enough that I would show a friend, and I didn't get bored.
You could watch the last 30 minutes and it'd be cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty quick
Yeah.
movie though. I mean, hour
2
45,
hours, dude.
That's shorter than a Marvel movie.
Good point.
Yeah.
Shorter than Dune 2.
Yeah.
That's a good point. By a lot.
Yeah.
Chris, what do you think?
I also gave it a 4. I just like it was something like you can turn your brain off and watch mindlessly.
Yeah.
Like it was a lot of gore. It was just after the opening scene, I realized like, oh, this is kind of gonna be a dumb movie.
Yeah.
Gore. That's this movie. Okay, and then I kind of checked in, and it was all right.
Yeah, I will say I was doing other things while I was watching it, so that probably affected.
Yeah, no,
how entertaining
my
it was.
entire attention was on this movie. I
Yeah.
think maybe that was my mistake. What did you put for entertainment, Riley?
3.
3?
Yeah.
Kinda.
Kinda. Loose 3.
Loose
I don't know.
3.
Bless me.
I did not have a good time watching this movie.
Would you watch it again?
Absolutely not.
Would you show a friend?
I would tell them to watch it, but I would not watch it with them.
That's fair.
Creativity, I give it a 1. What if
Bless
trains were bad? What if trains were bad, everybody? I think the
They
idea
are
of the
bad.
short story was pretty cool. Like I don't want to sound like I'm like snubbing the writer of this who came up with the premise. But as far as like a movie goes, maybe it's not that this wasn't a creative idea, but this didn't feel like a very creative interpretation of a story. So
Yeah,
I
mean,
gave it a 1.
Not everything needs to be adapted to film. That being said, I gave it a 5 for creativity, just because the whole time
Interesting.
I was like, I didn't see that coming. That came out of nowhere. I just
That was a plus for you.
well, it kept it interesting to watch for me. Just because I was like, what's going to happen next?
Yeah,
What's the weird thing that's going to happen next?
fair enough.
Which, it's pretty creative. And just the whole premise of it, I was like, yeah, it's unique. It's not really been done before this way, so
Has it not?
not really. I mean, how many movies have you seen where the ending plot twist is that there's a secret organization who eats people and turns into vampires.
Good point. Yeah, I guess that's fair. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I ended on a
Twilight.
3.
Sorry, I just remembered
Oh,
the movie.
Yeah, I gave it a 3. It was a little bit higher before I realized it was a short story, and then a little bit higher before I realized it was a poorly adapted short story.
Just kept eating points.
Yeah, so this, after really thinking about this movie and thinking about the quality of it, because as I said, initially watching it, I wasn't thinking at all. A lot of points got eaten off of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was also a 3.
Nice. Any reason? Other than bad? It's okay to say no. Yeah.
No.
Scariness.
I give it a 4. It was gory. It was, there were parts in it where I was like, oh, this is gross. I don't want to watch this anymore. Some of this, like the scene with the 3 people, like the 2 guys and the guy's wife, that was pretty brutal.
She was useless.
Pretty brutal scene. I mean, what are you going to do against a literal superhero, dude?
You're going to watch him walk up behind your husband for like 5 seconds?
I think the point of that scene was that they were being dickheads and completely like ignoring everything she had to say.
Yeah, but still.
She was screaming and they
Give
were
him
still
a
like,
push.
Yeah.
She was like,
Give
look
him
behind
a
you.
push.
I don't know. I
Touch
feel
him.
it wasn't her fault. It was
No,
definitely
yeah,
the,
she was definitely screaming at him like, "Hey, there's someone behind you."
there's a guy with a hammer right behind
I
you.
bet in heaven he was probably like, "What the hell? You couldn't have like pushed me or something? Get me to turn around?"
Bold assumption.
Yeah.
Maybe they went to hell. Who knows? Scariness, I gave it a 3. Gore is pretty good, but the CGI was pretty bad, which took me out of it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, there's some rough CGI shots.
They love doing eye shots of eyes popping out of heads.
Yeah, or scooping one.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, that was brutal. The
Yeah.
scooping and cleaning and
Yeah,
ugh,
yeah.
gross.
Yeah, I gave it a 5. Kind of same thing. There was a lot of gore. I don't know what it is about like pulling teeth, but that always gets me.
Or the
That's always kind of
fingernails,
like
yeah.
a cringy thing. Yeah.
Yep.
That always gets me to cringe a little bit. So got some points there for me.
Riley?
For me, this is high, 6.
Yeah.
That's fair. You're not a fan of gore, so.
Not
Yeah.
at all.
Finally, the it
The
factor.
it factor. Well, I said earlier if Bradley Cooper ended up becoming a vampire, it was going to get a 5. He didn't become a vampire, but he did become the guy from the Hitman video game franchise. So it's going to get
Agent 40.
a 3.
7?
Yeah, it gets a 3 in the it factor for me.
Wow.
Just because, like, I could see being like, do you want to see something ridiculous? And then watching the last 45 minutes of this
Yeah.
movie.
It's like you don't need to know anything about
No, I'm like, go into this completely blind and just, you have no idea what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's better to imagine what the setup to this
Not
is.
because you're going to be like, wow, that was a good movie, but because you're going to walk away with it and be like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What the fuck? It was like getting in a bus crash. So, 3.
I gave it a 1 for 1 Rampage Jackson.
Nice. Yeah. Succinct.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I gave it a 6.
Holy shit. All for Rampage Jackson.
Yeah, all for Rampage Jackson.
That's fair.
I gave it a 3. I did.
Solid.
You know
I
what?
just-
Actually, I have to bump that down to a 5. I looked at Freddy versus Jason, and Rampage Jackson is not a big enough it factor to
Yeah.
kind of
Not as big as
overtake
Rey
that.
Mysterio.
Well, Rey Mysterio was a small part, though.
Booyah
Yeah.
Kabuya.
Yeah.
Booyaka Booyaka. 619. What was your total? Jack?
All in all, this movie came out to a 2.6 out of 10 for me.
Oh, I got my final score for this movie is a 3.2.
I had a 4.2.
Mine started off closer to that area, but as we talked about it, I was like, maybe I don't like this.
Yeah. What did you rank it?
3.6.
3.6? Higher than I thought.
Me too.
Yeah. Mine was.
I guess you said earlier that the gore really gave this one some points.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's
This,
our
oh.
final score?
Yeah, so you guys should all say your scores again because I wasn't keeping track
Here,
of
this
that.
will be like
I
the
forgot
dramatic
about
part
that.
of an episode where there's like, you'll do like a cool like cut of. Just kidding.
Yeah.
That's 2.6.
I got a 3.2. final score?
I was thinking of like a lot of echoing in the back. 2.6.
Oh.
6.
Nah,
3.2.
I don't want to do that.
3.2.
Yes.
Riley.
3.6.
What was yours?
Mine was 4.2.
Gotcha. Final score.
Final score is. Why is it not? Oh, I have to drag this Excel down. 3.4.
What's it sandwiched between?
Wow. It is sandwiched between. Actually, would you guys want to guess?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I can't remember at all. I'm guessing it's going to be either the top second or top third movie on the list.
I think it's top 5, probably.
It is sandwiched between Ouija, Origins of Evil, and Old.
Oh, what
Interesting.
place
Coming
is it?
in at number 5 with an even 3.4.
Nice.
I called it top 5.
Okay. Yeah, this makes sense. This was a little bit better than Old.
Yeah. Top 5 movie. There it is.
There it is.
New
That's it.
ranking
We've done
system
it.
works like a charm. Easy.
Beautiful.
Don't have to, argue with each other about it. Which means it's now time for what time? Riley.
What are we watching next?
Oh, also before we go to what are we watching next, the list is available. If you want to look at it, there's a link in the description that takes you to the official Dookie Spooky ranked Letterboxd list.
Wow.
That is true.
Do we have an official Dookie Spookies Letterboxd account now?
No,
It's just
No,
it's just Chris's.
it's just Chris's.
It's just my
It's just Chris's account. But that means it's time for
What are we watching next?
yes.
What are we watching next?
All right, I shall spin the wheel. I didn't think of a movie, so we'll have to
Me either.
Yeah.
dun 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 dun. It's gonna be. Well, okay, so it turns out I put my name on there twice, so I'm gonna respin. I
He's
didn't mean to
rigging
do
the
that.
system.
Wow.
I was like, man, dude, why do I have a 50% chance of getting this? Okay, run it again. Oh, great. It doesn't matter. It was me again.
Nice.
So it is my turn.
Nice. Do you want to look at
Yeah.
here's
Is this what you want? Is this what you want to pick?
No, I just looked up bad scary movies and that's
with
the first one on there.
It's got a single movie on the list.
Yeah, here's some more for you.
What
to
do we
choose from
have
if you
on our
want.
backlog?
Who knows at this point? We could revisit The Descent too.
Fuck, is that the one with the big strong
Big-
elf?
Big Elf.
Big Elf.
Big Elf
God,
and Big
I
Elf.
love that movie. Watching that movie was some of the most fun I've ever had watching a movie. Yeah, because we were just like, holy shit, is it dragging an elk?
I think it should be stalked. By
Oh my, okay, I
doctor.
found what we're watching.
Okay.
Okay.
We are watching Chud, 1984,
Oh.
directed by Douglas Cheek. They're not staying down there anymore. A rash of bizarre murders in New York City seem to point to a group of grotesquely deformed vagrants living in the sewers. A courageous policeman, a photojournalist and his girlfriend, and a nutty bum who seem to know a lot about the creatures band together to try and determine what the creatures are and how to stop them.
Wow.
It's got a 2.8 on Letterboxd.
Another movie about creepy people living underground.
Yeah, it felt like a good segue.
And a journalist?
I don't know.
Photojournalist.
Photojournalist.
What a segue.
wow.
Wow.
Dang. That's what
Well,
we're watching next time.
Yeah, Chud.
Chud.
This has been Dookie Spookies. Just watched Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
I wish. Yeah.
Who's the guy in Nightcrawler?
The guy who played Mysterio. And also he's in Roadhouse.
What?
Oh.
No, the guy in
Jake
new
Gyllenhaal.
Nightcrawler. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal is like better Bradley Cooper. That's right. I said it. That's right. I said it.
Wow. That's a bold statement.
Yeah, because one of them dated Taylor Swift.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And that does
I
make
didn't
him
mean to
better.
get so
But
shake my head back and forth when I said that.
Travis Kelce is the worst brother.
Yeah, go Jason.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter at DookiePod.
With a Y.
Links are in the description. And if you're feeling squirrely, send us an email
Yeah.
at dookiespookies at
We're waiting.
gmail.com.
Is anybody checking the email?
No, I haven't looked at it once. We could have 1,000 emails.
This is one guy like, please.
Yeah.
It's our Stan from the Eminem rap song.
Yeah. We'll get there eventually. Don't even worry about it. And we'll probably post something on Instagram someday too.
God, who knows?
Yeah, it's a lot of work.
We have a Twitter account that I've never posted.
Yeah, I've never posted.
Or
on
once
the
for
Instagram.
Thanksgiving. I had a good tweet on Thanksgiving.
What was it?
It was a happy Dukesgiving, everybody. Your Thanksgiving turkey is us listening to this movie.
That's really good.
Yeah, it was funny.
Subscribe if you enjoyed the show, and you know what? Subscribe if you didn't enjoy it.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
What do you have to lose?
Yeah, you get fabulous, incredible, flawless content that we get on the first try.
Yeah, and also
Every
that we definitely do better the second time.
Yes.
Man.
Bye.
Bye. Hey, this is Jack here, tuning in. A little business to attend to.